guys, welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Bruce and today we will take a look at how to play aggressively and when to play aggressively in World of Tanks. If you are interested in more reviews and gameplay, go to YouTube and search for World of Tanks with Bruce to get all of my videos, or click on the subscribe button. And now let's go. In World of Tanks, depending on the matchmaking and the tank that you are playing, there might be the chance to play aggressively. In this video I will show you one example of aggressiveness that you can copy in order to have more fun, increase the stats and have more influence on the game. But sometimes this is not possible, so I will also show you an example where playing aggressively is not an option, and we will see how we can instead conduct some smart gameplay. Alright, here we are on the map Live Oaks. We are in a top tier situation, but let's first of all take a look at the map and see what options we have. This is how the situation on Live Oaks usually looks like, and as a medium tank I usually want to fight here in the south, and I want to try and win this position right here because I do believe that this position is super important. Now in general, if there is artillery in the game, then it is very helpful to win this position, because right here you can play RT safe, and then you can spot all the tanks right here, and they can be taken under fire from the tanks that are operating right here. I rather want to go here and play the southern flank because it is hilly terrain, so usable for tanks which have first of all gun depression and then at least a bit of turret armor, and then I do not want to go to the north where the brawling area is and where the heavy tanks are fighting. So this is the standard setup, and now let's go back to the game. Alright, so let's now use the rest of the 30-second countdown to analyze the situation, and let's you know what, let's make half-time speed. So we are in a top tier situation. We are a tier 9 medium tank, so our firepower is definitely one of the highest in the game. There is the enemy Batchat, which we should be afraid of because it does have a, I think, 5-shot autoloader clip. However, due to the fact that our armor is pretty bouncy, we could survive an engagement against the Batchat 25 TAP. Compared to the rest of the tanks, we are much more, we are basically superior. And in addition to this, there's only one light tank, but it is a wheeled light tank which does not have the greatest view range, yeah, besides that there is no artillery in the game. So this is usable or useful information that we can take into our consideration, and with this information there is I made the decision to immediately go to the H8 position and to play aggressively. I am top tier, my tank does have the highest firepower, my DPM is superior to any other tank in the game, and I want to use my mobility in order to instantaneously move to the H8 position. Now here let's take a look at the minimap. Now this is the situation of our team, and as you can see, a lot of tanks are following me towards the southern flank, so I definitely have quite strong support. And so my decision making is, I don't want to stop right here, but I want to play aggressively and push down into this position. I can do that once again because I do have the support of my team that are backing me up. And plus I am a top tier tank, I do have superior firepower, so I can push down here and not be afraid of getting killed right away at the beginning of the game. Alright, so this is exactly what I want to do, and I could spot 2 tanks. Now I'm spotted as well, but that is not a problem. I just have to wait 10 seconds and then I will not be spotted anymore. Now it seems that the Batchat 25 T is moving backward, and that tells me that this thing does not have too much support. Unfortunately, we bounce our first shot. Now the next thing I want to do is, I do not want to stay exposed at the top of the ridgeline and get a shot from another tank, but I want to play smart, and alright, we spot the STA2 and want to fall back down into cover to not be spotted anymore. Now it looks like the enemy team is mainly pushing towards the north. The only tanks that we could spot in the south are the ST2 and then the Badgehead 25 TAP. So let's move right here. And now let's take a look at the map again. So this is how the situation has developed, and as you can see, I do have tons of support right here. Now the problem is, if I would move right here, then chances are that enemy tank destroyers are waiting in this position, and this field here is an open field, a kind of death zone that I do not want to enter before I know where the enemy tanks are positioned. So I definitely do not want to go here. Instead, I can push right here, down here, and then all the way up to here, because in this situation here, I can play hull down. I am safe from the fire of those tanks and also of those tanks. Now, the only problem that I can have is that a tank might be sitting here in the middle and spotting me, and so far the light tank has not been spotted, so this is a risky move. However, I always want to be in front in order to be the first one who is spotting enemies and who's making pressure towards the enemy team. Alright, so looks like the enemy EBR has already been killed, which is fantastic. So, okay, I wanted to get a shot on the Liz, on the CS52 Liz, and now okay, that was lucky that I did not get hit here, and now I definitely want to stay so that I'm not spotted anymore. But you know what, I do need to make this push because it is an aggressive move and I can play hull down just as I said. Okay, so hopefully the enemy T30 will not spot me. I think he will have spotted me, yes, but he's unable to react, and now I can play in this hull down position. And now I just want to make sure that I keep those tanks spotted. I might even get the chance to make damage, but I do not want to eat a shot from the T30, which is fortunately not looking towards me. He has just shot, and now, as you can see, I am collecting spotting damage in this portion here. Now the tier 8 French tank destroyer does not have enough armor to not get penetrated frontally, which is good. But now I do not want to just peek out at the same time over and over again. Instead, I want to use a different angle and a slightly different position in order to move out. Okay, I take a shot from the AMX AC-48, but that is not a problem at all. But I want to make sure that those tanks get killed right away. And the armor profile of the AMX-30, I already made a video about this tank, explaining that this tank is one of the best, in my opinion, the best tier 9 tank in the game. Is quite bouncy and surprisingly good. The turret mantlet is very strong, and also the upper hull is angled very nicely. Get a shot on the cupola, yes, nice. And so the chances are high that at least some of the enemy shots will bounce off of my tank. Alright, so let's see if we can get some more damage here on the VK30. No, but maybe on the Panther. Let's see. I definitely want to use those bushes. Let us see. Okay, so can we eliminate maybe the VK out of the game? Yes, he has of course spotted me, so I want to fall back into cover. Now, looks like the game. Alright, let's pause here real quick and take a look at the map again. 8-4, so it looks like the game is more or less won, and now the question is, how can we collect some more damage? And now let's take a look at the map. Okay, looks like our tanks that were pushing the 0 lane have won this area. There's only the VK right here in the north. And now the question is, how can I make more pressure towards the enemy team? And what I want to do is I want to be the first one in our team to be close to the enemy, to maybe spot the enemy, to get more spotting damage, and also to play aggressively, but once again in a position which is smart and where I can take the enemy under fire without having to fear returning fire from the enemy. So what I want to do is I want to move all the way up here and here, because in this area, once again, I can play hull down and I can spot the enemy tanks that are approaching like this in this open field. Even if the tanks would move backward, I could spot them, and so I would be the first one to spot them, getting spotting damage, and also I could take those tanks under fire and get more damage and yeah, just improve the stats. Alright, so that is exactly what I want to do. Looks like the E25 is also playing aggressively. Now obviously, as being a low tier tank, he does have a much lower chance to win an engagement against an enemy tank. Now, yep, instead of going where the E25 is going, I want to move all the way down here in order to spot enemy tanks. Now let's see if I can get a shot on the King Tiger. Yes, affirm I can, and obviously I am collecting all the spotting damage. And okay, the CS52 list is pushing me. Let's see. Now the good thing about it is, first of all, my DPM is much higher, but I need to bounce a shot. Let's see. Here you go. That is good, and I can take him out. Alright, perfect. So that's what I meant with I'm that... Oh, alright, okay. The IS-6 is pushing me. Now that is a problem. I do need to have a little bit of luck and a team that is supporting me. Looks like the team is supporting me. And... okay, nice, nice. I get the support of my team because I went into a smart position from where I could get support from the whole team. And so I could even take out, or the IS-6 could be taken out before he managed to take me out of the game. Alright, so now the game is obviously won, and now we do need to keep pushing aggressively because we want to be the first one collecting further damage from the enemy tanks that are still alive. Alright, Tiger 2 is full HP, and look at that. Moisian is full HP. I cannot penetrate the side of the turret at this angle, but the question is now, to which tank do we move? Okay, Tiger 2 is taking damage, so we definitely want to go to the to the Moisian, the tier 9 German super heavy tank, and just farm him and get more damage. Now we do need to make sure that he's not looking towards us. Okay, shooting out of the move, but that is alright. And now look at this, we can just stand behind him and use our DPM in order to get even more damage. There you go, maybe we can ammo rack him by shooting at the rear of his turret, and he has enough hit points so that we can get more damage. Okay, I do not want to go for a track shot because the indicator is orange, and I instead definitely want to make damage. And the good thing is he is not looking towards me, and so we can finish him off. Alright, this was, in my opinion, a perfect example of playing aggressively. We made 4,800 damage, 3,750 spotting damage, so all in all approximately 8.5k combined damage, which is an excellent result. And I think we made this amount of damage because we were playing aggressively and we played in the right position at the right time, and we used the fact that we are top tier in order to play aggressively. Now let's go to the second game, and in the second game I want to show you that you cannot always play as aggressively, but sometimes you have to play smart, and you will collect the damage later on in the game. Okay, second game. We are spawning on Ghost Town in the south, and let's first of all take a look at the map and see what options we have. This is how the situation on Ghost Town usually looks like if you spawn in the south. And with a medium tank, I usually do not want to go to the right hand side. There are quite some bushes that you can use, however, due to the fact that this is not a very hilly terrain, this is a huge death zone, and if you get pushed by a light tank and if you are spotted, you will be taken out right away instantaneously, and so I do not recommend to do this. Now instead I usually go to this position. Why? Well, because first of all you can get crossfire on heavy tanks that are crossing stupidly like this, not paying attention, or maybe even crossing like this if they are very, let's say, not smart at all. The problem is that we do need to have this light tank in this position, so to spot those tanks that are moving right here, and then I can also try to make pressure on this flank, maybe spot somebody here, or get a line of fire to those tanks and make damage. Alright, so I definitely want to go to the left hand side, and let's also check out the composition of the team. As you can see, we are once again in a top tier scenario. This time only in a tier 9 and 8 matchup. There's no artillery in the game, and there are 2 light tanks in the game. This is what I always want to check right at the beginning, because I do need to know whether I will get spotted from an aggressive light tank player or not. Now the next thing that I check is what enemy tanks do I possibly encounter, and as playing in the AMX-30 in a tier 9 matchup, I have approximately the highest firepower in the game, maybe together with the CS-59er, but I definitely do have the best mobility. And unfortunately, as you could see, the LT-432 is not going to the typical spotting position, so he will definitely not spot enemy tanks that are moving in the city. So I immediately went to this bush, and now the question is, do we make pressure or not? And the answer is clearly no, we don't, because we do not want to get taken out right away from either crossfire from the from the AA phase 1, which is positioned in the city, or from the enemy tanks that are just opposite of our position. Okay, so patience is sometimes key to success in World of Tanks. And as you can see, the enemy concept 1B is spotted. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say, he doesn't seem to be the best player at all. So he already has lost quite some damage, quite some HPs, quite some HP, sorry. Alright, so yeah, sometimes you just cannot play as aggressively as you would like to, and so we just want to stay here, and we want to keep spotting those tanks. Now the problem is we do not have artillery. Now in this situation it is a drawback, because once I spot, for example, those 2 enemy heavy tanks, then artillery could take them under fire, but this is not happening right here. And yeah, so we just want to keep them spotting, make sure that they are spotted, and I'm constantly moving forward and also backward, because as soon as they are moving, let's say, out of cover, I want to fall back so that they are not blind firing my position. This is very important, because if they get spotted, then they will know that somebody is sitting in this bush, and they will maybe, if they are good players, take this bush under fire. Now, as you can see, this is a completely different start to the first game. Now let's see what happens to the LT-432. I'm telling him to fall back, because I do think that this is a too risky gameplay, and that he will not be successful. Fortunately, he has stopped his advance, and he is just moved back now. Okay, let's take a look at the map, because something is happening, and I want you to understand my my thinking right here in this situation. So let's take a look at the map. Okay, so there are 2 things that are happening. First of all, it looks like our team is trying to play on the right hand flank, and then the second thing that is happening is there is this enemy heavy tank that I can take under fire from my position. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to get crossfire on this tank, and then I want to maybe support my team on this flank, because there's not much what I can do. I'm currently right now only spotting those tanks, but I cannot move further out to get damage, and so I'm pretty much useless. However, in addition to this, there are also other tanks playing on this flank, so I can first of all make sure that I can get damage here, and then support my team on the right hand flank. Can we get a shot on the Emil 2? No, actually it looks like we cannot get a shot on the Emil 2 because he's not spotted anymore. However, then I will take the immediate action in order to support my team on the right hand flank, because as I said, there's not much what I can do right now on the left hand side, and so I definitely do want to support my team. Maybe I can make some damage on the right hand flank. Now there is quite some support, and also I can use the mobility of the AMX-30, which is excellent, to just quickly move towards the other flank and then see what is happening. Looks like our our light tank, the LT-432, has managed to fall back into cover, which is great. and let's see what we can do. Obviously, here you go. WoT is spotted, and I think he has already spotted most of our team. Let's see, can we get a shot on him? Need to fully aim in the shot, but even with doing this, we cannot hit the WoT. The gun handling of the AMX-30 is a little bit lackluster compared to other medium tanks. However, the combination of firepower, mobility, and also quite a surprisingly armor makes this tank one of the strongest on tier 9. Okay, so let's go into this bush here. And now maybe our EBR is once again advancing. No, unfortunately, I cannot get a crossfire on the tanks in the city. Okay, there's the Scorpion G. I can get a shot on him. Let's see if he moves out of cover. And here you go. The T-103 is spotted. Nice. Let's fall back and let's get another shot on him. Here you go. 2 shots. Fantastic. As you can see, there's not a lot happening and going on the left flank. Let's see, maybe I can get another shot on the Scorpion. Scorpion could finish off our EBR-90, which is bad, but I might get a blind shot on him. Actually, I'm not sure if this was a hit. Let's see. Okay. Now he's falling back into cover, which is good for him. Looks like the IS-3 is advancing. I get a shot on him. On such a distance, I should definitely make sure that I am fully... Okay, that was a little bit badly aimed from my side. Maybe the T-103 is moving out. No, it's a pixel shot and I will definitely not make it with the AMX-30. Let's see. So far we only made 750 damage, but if you play smart, you can save your hit points and then you can use your hit points at the end of the game. So in this situation, what you should never do is just move out, not be patient and lose your hit points. And now, alright, let's see. Let's take a look at the game, because there is something else developing and I want to talk about it real quick. Now, the game has developed like this, and as you can see, the concept 1B is making pressure on this flank. Now, on our flank, we have lost the light tank, so we will not be able to spot the enemies, at least not as with the light tank. The enemy light tank has moved to our position, so chances are that he will spot us. Plus, there is a huge death zone in this portion because the terrain is completely flat, and yes, there are some bushes, but once we are spotted, the enemy team might be able to punish us. And so what I want to do is I definitely want to once again move all the way back here in order to support the Emil 2 and the WoT still standing in this position and fighting against the concept 1B. So this is what I want to do right now. Alright, so let's use our mobility, and as you can see, the WoT-16 and also the Emil 2 of the enemy team are also making pressure, and so it's in my opinion only a time until this flank will collapse. And okay, let's see, can we get a shot on the Scorpion? Here you go. Okay, he's finished off, but I think that was pretty important for our team. Okay, now we do need to hurry up because once again our team is under pressure on the left-hand flank. Now, of course, I'm abandoning the position of our team on the 0 line. Yep, true. However, I do believe that it is now much more important to go there and to support the Emil 2 and the WoT. Okay, enemy team already went forward aggressively. Now, can I get a shot? Unfortunately, looks like this tank is... Okay, this, coming to a standstill just took time, which is bad. But right here I will try to get... Okay, Looks like the enemy EBR is playing aggressively, and now I do need to make sure that I get support. Okay, can I get a shot on the Concept 1B? Maybe, let's see. Yep, at least one shot. Okay, now I'm spotted, of course, but maybe I can take out the Concept 1B. No, he has moved into cover behind the wreck of the tank, which is excellent gameplay by him. Maybe I can surprise the enemy EBR, or maybe here you go, I can spot somebody. It looks like I'm spotted. Okay, so fortunately I bounce the shot from the Emil 2, and I do need to fall back into cover. Now I'm alone on this flank, which is obviously a bad situation. I thought that I could support this flank before our heavy tank and our medium tank would get taken out. Let's see, can we get a shot on the UDES? Here you go, we can get a shot on him, which is good. And let's see, maybe I should repair our fuel tank, but maybe I should not, because I need a repair kit for repairing my tracks once I get tracked after I took a shot on the enemy team. Okay, always peeking out over and over again is very dangerous. Here you go. Our team is taking out the Concept 1B. Excellent. And now I definitely don't want to peek at the same position. Okay, that was fortunate. We bounced a shot of the AE phase 1. Nice. Now let's see. Okay, we cannot spot anybody. Looks like the enemy team has fallen back. Okay, we can get a shot on. Yep, we can. Nice. Okay, I think this was a hit on the AE phase 1. Nice. Looks like the Emil 2 has moved back into cover. Oh, here you go. And there's the EBR 75. I could push him out, however, as soon as he's spotting me, I will be in a crossfire situation from the Emil 2 and also the UDES 16. So right now I cannot do this. Instead, I want to spot the Emil 2 and maybe the UDES. Ah, come on, AMX. Sometimes this gun really... But I mean, the Leopard PTA gun can control you as well, so... Okay. Let's see, can I once again spot the UDES? He's falling back to cover. Maybe I can spot the Emil 2. There are now two possibilities. One is that the EBR 75 is pushing me, but I think I can win this fight because I'm a medium tank and my firepower is much higher than the one of the... Nice, we get this shot on the UDES and he's taken out. Nice, that is good because we set him on fire, which is nice. And now as he is dead, there's no crossfire situation for the enemy team. The Emil 2 has fallen back, and now I do want to push the EBR 75 and take him out of the game, because he is the last light tank of the enemy team, and obviously light tank in the end game is very, very dangerous, so I want to take him out. Okay, looks like he has already fallen back, which is understandable. But now we can play aggressively. Okay, the game is very, very close. However, I now want to play aggressively and I want to take out the Emil 2. Okay, here you go. He's not looking towards me. Nice, we track him. And yes, he is taking fire from the middle of the map. We have a crossfire situation here from the AE phase 1 and ourselves, and maybe also from the Emil 1. Yes, nice. And so he's taken out. Alright, so obviously there are now only 2 enemy tanks in the game. The AMX 65T killed the CS59er, which is nice. And now, let's see. Okay, now I want to move aggressively forward and... Okay, here you go. Fortunately, we bounce one shot at least from the EBR and he's taken out. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and so we have won the game. There's only the AE phase 1, which should not have too much of a chance against all of us. Perfect. And he's also not even looking towards me, which is nice. So hopefully we can get another shot into him. And let's see, let's fully aim in. Here you go, nice. And can we get the kill shot as well? No. Alright, fine. So in this game we made approximately 4,700 damage. A game in which we did not really have the chance to play aggressively as in the first game, but as you can see, sometimes, like, please only play aggressively if you have the chance to do so and if the circumstances allow to play aggressively. What you should never do is throw away your tank, but then if the situation doesn't allow for an aggressive gameplay, then play smart, trade positively, maintain your hit points, and try to play and to support your team where it is needed in order to win the game. Alright guys, that was it for today with a little tutorial on how and when to play aggressively. Do you like to play aggressively, or are you the type of player who wants to rather stay a little bit more defensively in your games? Just leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I see you next time in another World of Tanks video.